All right, guys. If you're a member, just a heads up, I already told you this today, but in case you weren't there, I will not be in chat tomorrow, but it will still be open. All right. I will be back on Wednesday. But I still wanted to throw together, I think, some decent bounce watches. The entire gap play, or the entire watch list for tomorrow is bounce potential bounce plays. All right. You can see the SPY here, nice little bottoming tail, nice bounce off 190 today. So I think that bounce might continue. Let me get my first chart up here. GPRO is what I meant to type. Again, this isn't exactly a bullish chart, but if you go back out, I mean, it's at all-time lows, right? And if you loosely, in your brain, connect the tops of these candles, you can see what we call shape change here, where the pitch is starting to go almost straight down. Nice volume on an intraday basis today. I would say this like it was a big deal, but there was chatter about G-Pro potential buyout of the whole company. Now, the reason I chuckle is because there's G-Pro chatter pretty much every 8 minutes, so I don't give that a lot of weight, but I do like that volume spike there, and it never did go back to the lows, so I want to watch this one for a potential bounce. I mean, it's gotten down today below 15. At some point this thing is going to bounce, and I've said this in many of my videos. G-Pro has like these little mini short squeezes when it does bounce, so that's a good one to watch. INVT, certainly not in love with this one, but just 2-3 sessions ago, it went all the way to 367. Now it's at $1.55, nearing support again. So that one goes on bounce watch. Really nice volume on that spike a few days ago too. So that's on bounce watch. United Airlines, I really like it if it can get down to 50 or below, but it may have turned now. Today, it may be up from here. Oil's. You see USO here, oil's super weak, and so you've got to figure at some point people are going to say, hey, these airlines are overdue for a bounce. I would love to see UAL go down at or below 50. Hopefully in chat, if that does happen tomorrow, you guys will catch a beautiful intraday setup. So I like that one for a bounce. Another airline, ALK, closed about where it opened today, so I'd be looking for a continuation of the intraday bounce there. EARS, we had on bounce watch today. Now you've got 3 days lower. Again, this was a little bit over $3 a few weeks ago, and then it went all the way to 8. So now you got 3 pretty good down days. The volume's declining. It would have been interesting to kind of catch a turn below 5 here at the 20-day, but I wasn't really watching it. This one does look good though for a potential bounce, even when you go to the intraday. So, So keep EARS on watch. HGG, this is, I don't know. I always think of Smart Tech from 40-Year-Old Virgin when I think of H.H. Gregg. If you go in one of the stores, it kind of reminds me of that salesman kind of just standing around. There's not much going on. It's like a weaker version of a Best Buy. But I mean, it's just straight down here. I'm pretty sure these are all-time lows and massive volume for the stock. Let me put an asterisk in that on that statement for this stock. This was 1.75 million shares to show you how thin this thing trades. But switch to 15-minute candles here. It's certainly interesting over today's high, over 220. Super thin stock though, so be careful if you trade it. I just happened to notice how beaten up it was. I mean, 4 sessions ago it was 350. So that one might be worth a shot. It doesn't really look like much of a day trade. I'm not sure, but I think the CONN might be in the same space as HGG. And you had a low back here, which was basically a little over a year ago, last December. December 2014. It hit a low of 1402. It hit 1519 today. I mean, it's just straight down for 4 or 5 days and nearing these lows here. Love to see a flush down around, below 15, somewhere between 15 and 14. You could get a nice snapback bounce in CONN. And then a couple more. WMB, again, just like I talked about, a little bit of shape change to the downside. That one, especially if oil plays catch a bounce at all, this is a pretty good setup for a nice bounce. That's WMB. And then LABU. I've never traded this before. You can tell it's relatively new. I'm pretty sure, and don't email me and call me an idiot if I'm wrong, but because I've never traded it before, but I'm pretty sure this is like an ETF. It might be a triple ETF for biotechs. But again, I'm not positive. I'm pretty sure that's what it is, though. And that's just straight down a massive volume today. And actually went down right down to almost $10, closed at 11. So you can see today's candle was almost $4 in range. So this one is pretty impressive as far as the range goes, and it certainly looks like it's overdue for a bounce. So I don't normally call ETFs, but that one's pretty interesting. So anyway, I'll leave it at that. Good luck to all the traders tomorrow, in and out of our chat room. Trade safe, trade smart, and I'll see everybody again on Wednesday. Have a good night.